Because of that trauma that happened, we go into harmful behavior to self, which is substance abuse. Then it goes to harmful behavior to others. We don't know how to handle the trauma. We don't know how to deal with this trauma. So that's where the rage comes from. That's where the threats come from. So when you became angry, what type of anger did you show?
I would just isolate. My sisters would make me fight, like 2 kids at a time.
I grew up very afraid because my mother was a leader, and she had a lot of wisdom, and she was beaten to a pulp if Dad was ever home.
I was taught basically if someone hits you, someone talks about you, you hit the back, or you just lash out on the back, ask questions later, you just use your fists.
A dog can only get hit so many times that he's going to react. Right? And that's what happens. This is what we're trying to learn. How do we react? How have we reacted? Why are we sitting here on A-Yard today?
Cognitive Behavioral Interventions, CBI. CDCR established the CBI program to help offenders identify and change unhelpful thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. CBI improves emotional regulation and helps develop healthier coping skills. The interventions included in the program have been effective in reducing criminal behavior and substance use. This program provides knowledge and strategic skills associated with the following: treatment readiness, substance use disorder, anger management, victim impact, criminal thinking, and parenting. Although anyone can benefit from CBI, this program primarily focuses on 3 populations: those within 15 to 24 months of release, those with SUD-related complications, and new offenders in the care of medication-assisted treatment, MAT. MAT is the use of medications in combination with counseling and behavioral education that provides a whole patient approach to treat alcohol and opioid disorders. CBIs are often done in groups with other participants who have similar needs. Group sessions are designed to provide help and support to one another in a safe environment. These group sessions foster a positive environment that allow for group participants to develop a bond. The rehabilitative process starts with identifying the participants' risks and needs. Through a series of group sessions, you will discuss and reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Since negative thought patterns can lead to destructive behavior, it is important to identify these thought patterns and develop strategies to reduce negative behavior. Once identified, you are given the tools to help reshape these negative thoughts. Instructors provide many tools to help you with this process. These tools include coping techniques, communication techniques, learning how to manage emotions, resolve relationship conflicts, and how to cope with emotional trauma related to abuse or violence.
What I learned in the groups is that when we start opening up and sharing the commonality that we share, and it really doesn't matter where we're from or ethnicity or heritage, there's more commonality in those rooms than differences, and understanding that the things that led us here, there was a safe place to address that, to explore that, to start getting the therapy, the help that we needed, that I needed to address those issues. So I could deal with whether it was addiction, anger, violence, criminality, whatever these issues were internally for each of us, it was a safe place to deal with that. And the more classes I've taken, the more it has made sense.
A big part of us, I think, is that cognitive restructuring part, because they're so used to doing some of the things they've done the same way, and it hasn't been successful, it hasn't been working. So when they come in, they have the opportunity to change it and, learn something new, they really are for that.
I find that they generally want to do good, they want to turn their lives around, they want to be good fathers. It's that they were never given the tools to successfully do that. And so we give them an opportunity to come in group, share about themselves, and they get deep about themselves, and they cry in these groups. And they come to realize that man, my way isn't working anymore.
I think for a lot of them, their goal is not only just to get out of prison, but to stay out. And they do that by, using some of the tools that we teach in the groups. I know right now in my curriculum, we're talking about conversations and effective communication. And they're going through that, they're doing role plays, and they're learning these experiences and growing as, humans again.
A lot of these guys really like the success plan because they feel it helps them for when they go to board and stuff like that, because okay, this is my core beliefs, this is how they were developed over time, this is the lifestyle I had when I was out there. And then they explore that, and then they start to change that on their own, and with the help of each other, because the group is powerful. They will call each other out. It's really beneficial, especially when I have older members with younger members, because there's the respect that the younger members have, and then the older members don't want to see them go through all the mistakes they did. So they get a lot out of the group dynamic.
Being a first round draft pick to the Minnesota Vikings, and played there, and went from there to the Kansas City Chiefs, Chiefs to the Buccaneers, Buccaneers to the Chargers, and my last team was the Oakland Raiders. I think that anger management for me was the biggest one, because we talk about having places to put our frustration, and I know for me, football field was basically my only outlet, because I didn't care how big you were. I wanted to either run through you, destroy you, and I would just try and do it by any means necessary. Whether they know my background or what have you, just by me being able to share with them my story and my walks of life really kind of helped them open up, and it helped me a lot more. So, but the anger management was the biggest one for me.
Your placement in a treatment program is determined by the results from both your healthcare screening and the assessment given to you at the reception center. Medical staff will evaluate your risk for substance use disorder and determine which level of care would be most beneficial to you. There are 3 types of treatments. Intensive outpatient. This is for 5 days a week, 2-hour sessions per day for approximately 12 months. Outpatient. This is for 3 days a week, 2-hour sessions per day for approximately 12 months. And life skills. This is 3 days a week, 2-hour sessions per day for approximately 7 months. In order to be eligible, you must meet one or more of the following criteria. Your earliest possible release date is within 15 to 24 months. Your Board of Parole hearings is within 15 to 24 months. You are currently receiving MAT, medication-assisted treatment. You are identified as high risk for having a substance use disorder. Or you have been clinically assessed to need treatment. You are eligible to receive 2 weeks of milestone completion credits off your sentence for every 80 hours of participation, and 1 additional week upon successful program completion. Your willingness to share thoughts, feelings, and experiences, and being open to new insights and ways of doing things will determine your success upon completion. It is natural to feel emotionally uncomfortable during some of your group sessions. Exploring painful feelings, emotions, and experiences is part of the CBI healing process.
My addiction was more violence. And through the similarities there of substance abuse is the addiction process. But through that class, I've learned the term I always use is you peel back the onion. And a lot of my hostility and my violence came from my childhood. And that childhood, not knowing the child doesn't know how to ask for help. So I would bottle up my frustrations, and that would confuse me. And eventually all that spilled out in school. When I got into a fight, I received praise from the other kids. And then that praise, you know, I wanted to feel good, and kids cheering you on make you feel good. So that escalated, continued the violence. I craved it more. And it snowballed. And before you know it, you're running around, you're the tough guy, the bully. And before you know it, now you're part of the gang. And in that, you know, the whole time you're bearing the issue. And when you're questioned about it, it's like, well, why'd you join the gang? Well, I don't know, everybody does it, you know what I mean? But through classes here, you know, you learn that had you addressed it, and even now, and it might sound crazy, that for you to go back and connect the dots makes a world of difference now. You know, I know why I was like this, and you learn to forgive yourself.
This program may not eliminate destructive thought patterns or make an unpleasant situation go away. It can, however, give you the power to cope with your situation in a healthy way and to feel better about yourself and your life. For more information on the Cognitive Behavioral Interventions program, please contact your correctional counselor. Thanks for watching.